at the beginning of 2008, I got locked up, and I served a prison term of 3 years. It's just amazing what I seen God do in there, and the things, even how He was dealing with me, and at the even even before I went in, God was already dealing with me, and just to see the things that He done when I was going, as I was through going through this term, is during this term it was amazing, man. How God changed my life, and how He let me see things differently, and change my road, and change my path of where I was going in life. But at the end, when I got about to the end of my term, I want to say probably about 2 months away. There was a guy in there, and me and him became really good friends, and he had just did, I want to say, like a 7-year term, a 7-year sentence, and he was down to his last, probably like his last 2 or 3 weeks, and 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 um and when, I met him. He was doing like Bible courses, and he professed to know the Lord, and 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 he had did quite a couple things in there, for as biblical wise, and studying, and things, and so me and him got pretty close, and he asked me to help him out with a couple things, far as giving him ideas what to do when he got out of prison. And I helped him out, and we became close friends, and we was talking one night, and he was telling me about his plans, and things that he wanted to do when he got out, and I heard the voice of the Lord, and it says tell him that he need to get right before he get out. No, sorry about that. He says, tell the Lord sorry. The voice said, tell him he need to get right before he go home. And I heard a voice in my head, and I said, man, I know that was the Lord. So at first I didn't say anything, and so we talked again, and the voice came to me again and said, tell him that he need to get right before he go home. So I told him, and I said, man, he was telling me about everything he wanted to do and stuff, when he got out, and I said, look, man, I think you need to get right before you go home. And he said, he was like, hey, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get things right before I go home. And he said, that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to set up a job. I'm trying to set up things, and so I can, and also, try to be with my family when I get out. And I said, okay. So I left it alone, and probably about a week before it's about a week now, and he's getting prepared, getting his stuff together to go home, and me and him talked again. The voice came to me again and said, tell him he need to get right before he go home. And I was like, so he was talking, and I said, man, I think the Lord is telling me, man, that you need to get right before you go home. And he got upset with me. He cussed me out. He said, man, he's like, hey, why you keep coming to me with this effing S, and man, I am right before I do get it right before I am getting it right. He said, man, why you coming to me with this? And the guy got extremely upset with me, and so I left it alone, and and it got down to like probably like a couple days. He was getting ready to go home, and everybody, he's going around. He's going around talking to all the rest of the other inmates, and he's talking to everybody, and I can tell that he's dodging me because he's upset with me. So he's dodging me and it's kind of staying out my way. So I was sitting, I was reading my Bible, and I was like, man, I said, well, maybe it wasn't the Lord. Maybe it was me that was saying saying this. And so I said, man, I said, you know what? I said, I'm gonna get up and apologize to this guy for trying to hound him about or trying to persuade him, because I was like, hey, it's me, maybe it's me telling him this. So he was talking to another inmate, and he had his back turned towards me, and I was walking up to him, and I got ready to tap him on his back and tell him that I apologize for what I said to him. So when I went to tap him on his back to tell him I apologize, I heard a voice, and the voice said, "Say, don't you say a word." And I got ready to tap. When I got ready to tap him, the voice said, "Don't you say a word." Now listen. Now a lot of times, you hear a thought, and sometimes you might hear a conscience. You might hear somebody talking through somebody, but this voice was different. I kid you not. And this is the first time it ever happened to me in my whole life. And I ain't never had this happen. I ain't never heard this voice, but I actually heard a real voice. I heard a real voice, and the voice said, "Don't you say a word." And I looked around, and when I heard the voice, an actual voice. When I heard the voice, when I got ready to tap him, and I heard the voice say that, it shocked me so bad that I stood up on my tiptoes. I stood up on my tiptoes, and I looked, and I was looking around, and I was like, where that voice come from? So I'm looking around trying to find the voice, and I'm looking around, looking at people looking at me, and I'm like, man, where that voice come from? And I didn't tap him on the back, and the guy he was talking to in front of him, he saw me do this, and he looked around his friend, and he looked at me, and he was like, looking at me like, yeah, that's strange what he doing. And he just looked at me, and he went back to talking to the guy. So I turned around, and I went back to my bed, and I sat down on my bed, and I opened my Bible up, and I was reading, and I closed the Bible, and I put the Bible on the bed. And I said, Lord, I said, I don't understand you. I said, it seems like every time that I try to tell somebody about the Lord, they find some way of getting mad with me. They find some way, they find some way to rebel against me. They get angry with me. They act like they want to hurt me. They act like they want to fight me. I said, Lord, I just don't understand. And I said, Lord, I just don't understand you. And that's why I told God, I said, God, I just don't understand you. And I said, out of frustration, I said, just don't understand you, God. And I closed up the Bible, and I felt hurt because I felt like God was always put me in the place, put me around people that would hurt me. That God was having me to go out here and witness to people, and just I feel like God was just putting me in a place of people just so they could be they punching bag. And I was like, God, what are you trying to do? Do you love me, or do you hurt me? I couldn't see the full picture. So it got down to like the last day or two, couple days, and he's getting ready to go home. and I was sitting on my bed, and he had his bed. They had me in a cell. They had us all in a cell in one house, and on one side of the wall it had like it had like probably 50 beds. On the other side it was like 50 beds, and we all slept in one room. And so he had his bed like a couple beds in front of me on the left side, and I was sitting there reading my Bible, and so he came inside. He came inside the building. And he sat down on his bed, and and I saw him come in and sit down, and I was still reading, and then he just laid back on his bed. He just laid back, and he was looking at me laying down. So I looked at him. I said, man, maybe he just getting some rest. He just been outside. Maybe he's getting some rest. And so there was two other inmates in there, and they said, hey, they said, you okay? And they said, hey, you okay? He wasn't responding. So they jumped off the bed, and now I looked up. Now I'm seeing something is wrong. So the two guys ran up to him, and I jumped off the bed and I ran to him. We all ran to him, and I had my arms around his back, and he had his eyes closed, and I had my arms around him, and I said, man, I said, you okay? I said, you okay? I said, you okay? And he said, and he had his eyes closed, and he gave like a little kind of yell, scream, like he said, ah, and I heard him say, ah, and his eyes closed, and he laid back, and I had him in my arm, and I said, hey, and he laid back in my arms. So he laid back in my arms, and I had read the Bible, and the Bible said that when that Adam was made of the dust of the earth, and God breathed in the breath of life into Adam. I'm here to tell you that breath is real. I heard it leave a man's body. I heard his breath. I heard a breath leave him. And this man, y'all, this man died in my arms. I heard this man gave his last breath in my arms. So he laid back. I laid him back in the bed, and the officers was running in. Hospital people, they was running in. They put the thing on them. They was put the thing on him and pushing air into his mouth. They was pushing his chest. They was trying to bring him back to life. And I backed. I stepped back, and I was looking at this, and I said, no. I said, this can't be happening. I said, this ain't real. I said, this ain't real. I said, no. I said, no, this can't be happening. And I heard a voice. And the voice said, what is your life? He said, it's nothing but a vapor. Listen. Out of all the things that God has showed me, miracles, he showed me things in a dream. He showed me things in dreams. He dealt with me all my life. But I did not realize how serious this thing really is. Look, you can be here one day and go on the next. You can be here one day and go on the next. Man, look, you can think you got the next day to live, that you might not even have the next minute or second to live. Look, I felt like I was driving in second gear my whole life. But after that happened, listen, I went to fifth gear. And I went, you know what? Now they got 6 gears. I went to the last gear. I'm telling you, I said, you know what, this thing is deeper than what you, man. You sit here and you play, and you know that God is real, and you think you got time. You try to you try to make it seem so much. Man, sometimes we say some of the craziest things. I heard people say before. I heard people say before, just so they trying, and just because they trying to impress, just because they trying to make things seem like I guess the more foolishness they can be, the more they can look to be at towards somebody. So I even heard people say, man, you know what? Man, I ain't told people about hell. And they told me, well, you know what? Hey, you know what? Hey, when I go to hell, man, we're gonna have a big party, and because my friends is gonna be down there. Man, there ain't gonna be no partying for you. There ain't gonna be no partying. There ain't gonna be no partying. There ain't gonna be no partying in hell. The Bible says it's gonna be weeping and a gnashing of teeth. And then they try to say crazy, try to be the star of the show, and they say these crazy things. Well, you know what, man? I'll go down there. We gonna have a big get together. I'm gonna be with all my friends. Man, you trying to tell me that you're gonna have a party and you're gonna have a party in hell, but when you go to work, somebody offends you at work, you don't know what to do. You hurt. You want to fight. You want to do this stuff. And then when other people do certain things to you, you can't even handle your job. You can't even handle people that surround you. You get what I'm saying? Now, and you can't even handle that. Now you trying to tell me you gonna have a party in hell? Man, you sounding ridiculous. Man, this thing is real. I'm telling you, listen, the Bible said your life ain't nothing but a vapor. I had to realize my life ain't nothing but a vapor. Man, see, you might think that you might live to see 100. You might think you're going to live your life. I'm telling you, I can't even begin to tell you people that I grew up with, people that I seen through my life. Man, people who made plans. Man, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. The Bible say, if it's the Lord's will, you would do this or that. Man, it ain't in your power. It ain't in your will. Because you ain't got no power. You ain't got no will. Your breath don't even belong to you. Your spirit don't even belong to you. Man, you can't make decisions on what you might do, because you might sit here, live the perfect life, have the perfect job, have the perfect attitude, and you say, man, there ain't nothing that can happen. Everything can go. I mean, can't nothing go wrong. You can have all this stuff and just go out and get in a car accident, and it kills you. It won't even have to be your fault. It won't even have to be your fault. You can go and something can fall on you. You don't know the time. You can't be for certain about anything in this life. But I can tell you something that you can be certain about. You can be certain about where your spirit goes. You can be certain about where your spirit goes. That's something that you can be. That's something that you can be for certain about. You can be for certain about where your soul rests. This life is short-lived. This This ain't even life. This ain't even life. Eternity is life. This is just how we live it. But that's why God, I guess that's why Jesus said, hey, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Listen. This is a decision you got to make. Cause trust me, it's just like this guy that passed in my arms. He thought he was getting out to live a life, but he did not know. He thought he was getting out, and he had all these plans on what he was going to do. But he didn't know in the next day or two that he was going to be dying in my arms. He didn't know that. Man, you can't make plans. You can make plans for tomorrow. You can make plans for tomorrow. You can't make plans for tomorrow and your soul be lost. What would it profit a man if he gained the whole world and lose his soul? Is what Jesus said. He said, what would a man give in exchange for his soul? Man, honestly, you might think you got a long life to live. You don't know. You don't know, just like I don't know. Man. Please, y'all. Please. If you don't know, if you don't know that if you don't know if you was to die today and you don't know where you would go, if you can honestly say in your mind, if I was to die today, would I be in heaven? Man, I pray and I plead. I pray and I plead that you get it. You get it right with God before you go home. I pray that you get it right with God before you go home. I pray. I pray. I love y'all. I love y'all. I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to hurt anyone. But if I don't tell this, and if I don't tell you, man, that's gonna be on me. And I can't, and I know my spirit will be troubled if I don't tell you. I was this close. I was this close to not telling this guy. And if he would have died, and if I wouldn't have shared it with him, I don't know. To say where he went, I don't know. I don't know. He could have gathered right then. That last yell, that last scream could have been him crying out to the Lord. I don't know. But one thing I do know, if I wouldn't have did my part, man, I would have had to deal with that for the rest of my life. This thing is real. Listen, this thing is real. I'm not here for no other reason but to tell you it's real. It's real. It's real. And now more than ever, man, you got so much stuff that's happening in this world. Man, now is the time. Now is the time. Man, you can see. You can see with your own eyes. Man, don't be deceived on this thing. Man, right? the enemy's got us so deceived. We so worried about how our food tastes at the fast food restaurant, or how our friends treated us, or how this person is doing us, or what's going on in the government, or what's going on up the street, what's going on, how my face look, how my head look, how we so the enemy's got us so distracted. He got us so distraction, and the Bible says that this is what he's going to do. We're going to be so distracted. He gonna get us so distraction. He gonna have us so distraction. It's deception. And look at this. You got another country that's got a bomb, that's got a missile, that's with nuclear warheads that now they say we can't even fight against. It says it can go around go around the whole world in 30 minutes. And then they say they got a bomb called Satan 2. That's what it's called, Satan 2. You know what? Well, this is something you better think about. Well, if they got a bomb that goes around the world in 30 minutes, and they got another bomb called Satan 2, well, shoot, which one is Satan 1? Which bomb is called Satan 1? Man, y'all better open y'all eyes up and see what's really happening. Man, your soul's in jeopardy. It ain't the world's in jeopardy. It ain't the United States in jeopardy. It ain't the government in jeopardy. It ain't these things that's in jeopardy. It's your soul at stake here. This is your soul at stake. Man, what would it profit a man if he gained the whole world, lose his soul? What would it profit a man? Do y'all see what's going on? We ain't got long. We ain't got longer now. And I'm just pleading, man, get somewhere and pray. Look at what's happening. Man, don't be like that guy in my arms. Don't wait. Don't get it right now. Don't take the chance. Don't wait until maybe it's too late. Don't wait till it's too late. Get it right now. Man, I love y'all, man. I love y'all. And y'all might not like my message. And y'all might not like what I'm saying. But all in all, I'm just telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. And out of love. I thank you. I thank you for listening to this testimony. And I'm here to the Bible say don't vow anything. But I'm here to be a witness. To be a witness of how God changed my life and the things God have done and the things I have seen. I'm here to be a witness to tell you that these things is real. These are things, even me and my wife, if you don't believe what I say, hey, why would two people that we live together, me and my wife, we have seen things and experienced things, man, we ain't trying to make this stuff up. I ain't trying to make this stuff up. I ain't trying to do nobody up. I ain't trying to show nobody up. I ain't trying to prove that I'm better than the next man. I'm not trying to down you for what you do. All I'm trying to do is tell you it's real. God is real. Heaven is real. Hell is real. And you got a choice to make. You just got a choice. You got a choice. And you're going to have to choose. You're going to have to choose. Ain't no way around it. You're gonna have to choose. Make the right choice.